I gave her a bloody nose. And the funny thing is, she never bothered me again, or anybody else, because somebody had finally stood up to the bully. You know, I was thinking about all those times in your life when you stumble into hard things, and sometimes that hard thing is a big, giant, fire-breathing dragon. The funny thing, it's not really the dragon that's the hardest thing to overcome. It's my fear. Fear that I won't be able to slay that dragon. Fear that the dragon's gonna hurt me. Fear that I will totally fail. Fear that other people will see me fail slaying that dragon. And that dragon is gonna breathe fire and just reduce me to ashes. We hear, be brave, a lot of memes and things. But it's hard to be brave when you are paralyzed with fear. I've always got two options there. I can structure my life so that I've built really tall walls all around my path to keep the dragons out. And then you round a curve and shit, there's a fire-breathing dragon. Let the trembling commence. My only other choice is to try and face it. See if I can slay that dragon. Whenever I encounter something like that now, something has kind of come back to me. It was a lesson I learned when I was in elementary school. 3rd grade, there was a girl. Her name was Lisa. She was taller than everybody else, and she was a horrible bully. She was always literally beating on the smaller kids. And out of the blue one day, she decided I was gonna be her next victim. She came up to me and she said, after school, I'm gonna beat you up. Uh-oh. And I was terrified. I spent the rest of the day in school just shaking. I couldn't concentrate, and I let my fear grow and grow to such proportions that it almost overwhelmed me. So the school bell rang. This story had gone around school, so all the kids were gathered around. They wanted to see her beat me up. And I have no idea where it came from. All of a sudden, I just raced toward her, picked up my fist, and I punched her right in the nose. I gave her a bloody nose, and I knocked her down. And the funny thing is, she never bothered me again, or anybody else, because somebody had finally stood up to the bully. What that lesson really taught me, when I think about it, that's what bravery is. Doing the hard thing when you are terrified, when you are very fearful. But I also learned that when you force yourself, despite the fear, to face whatever it is, not only might you slay the dragon, but you might come out even better for it. You can't live a trouble-free life, no matter how hard we try, no matter how tall those walls we build. The dragon's gonna show up now and then. There's a great poet, Rainer Wilke, and he said something really cool about dragons. I'm going to paraphrase a little here. He said, how should we be able to forget those myths where the dragon at the very last minute turns into a princess? But perhaps the princess is just waiting for us to become beautiful and brave. The dragon turning into a princess, really, I think, is maybe just another way of saying that we need to dig down and find our inner strength. And once I've done that, I don't know, I feel like I'm closer to my true essence, who I really am. And I think the closer you get to who you are, the closer you get to happiness. So, as always, I hope you find your happy.